Hey. Let's see who comes in quick. Question and answer. Let's do for 10 minutes. All right. And no spikes and shit like Tazaria. It's hot out here. This is a sweat wristband and wipe sweat with it. Brother asked me the other day, do you win ISUPK, huh? No, this is not spikes and leather. No. But yeah, just real quick, man. Question and answer for you guys. Shoot your questions in the chat. 10 minutes I have. So if you have a question, shoot it. Shoot it. I know it's some haters in here already. So if you got your hateful question, shoot it. Got your stupid question, shoot it. Go ahead. I'm here. I'm not doing the call in right now. Because I ain't doing that. I don't feel like letting these niggas prank me and shit like they did last year. Not with it. But shoot it. What y'all at? I know Israel Doctrine will be like the first person to my channel. Copy. And Pioneer Glad, aka Battle Cat. Even if you got a Bible question, shoot it. 10 minutes. We're at 137. But anyway, until somebody shoot it, we're just gonna say peace and black power to you. And I hope y'all all are living well, in good health. Life is treating you well, and I hope if you're going through trials and experiencing some troubles, I hope you know the trouble don't last always, and I wanted to tell you that, so you know that. Yeah. And Miss Beverly and them, y'all let me sit up here the other day. I was talking, I had something in my damn teeth. I ate a calzone, hot pocket or something. Boy, I had something right there in my teeth. Y'all didn't even see it. What the hell wrong with y'all? Did y'all see Tariq video, man? Tariq sings well. I like it. Tariq sings like a man. Tariq don't sing like a faggot. Excuse me. I like that. Tariq remind me of Charlie Wilson on that video. Yeah, Tariq Nasheed got a music video out, y'all. He's in love, he's like. Yeah. Love is something special today. I mean, special, because I really find love, true love, too much. What's side the popcorn spectator? What do I think about Sekhmet becoming a Hebrew Israelite? Wow. I didn't know she became a Hebrew Israelite, but I knew, you know, I ain't gonna hate on Tazariak right now. I know Tazariak mad at me, y'all. That nigga there can't take a spanking. Yeah, if the queen has become an Israelite, man, I say to her, praise God, you know. Glad you got up off your knees in that field. Glad you dusted yourself off. I'm glad the world has shown you that God is real, and you need a God to be real with you, for you to be a real woman and become whole. Not just as a segment, all of us, you know. All of us, we need to become whole with our relationships and whatnot, man. Me and my relationship with my lady is kind of rocky, but it's still together, you know. And in that sense, whole don't mean that you can't be a real productive individual without a man or a woman or even being a Hebrew Israelite. But I'm just saying, if you go that route, go all the way and become whole. Let God teach you. And so I'm happy for Sister Sekhmet. I'm happy for any of them that come home, fam. Any of them. Because these niggas think digging around in graves and shit in Kemet is the shit. But I'm telling you, Kemet's dry. Kemet's destroyed. Alexander, Napoleon, Dominique Denon, Thomas Young, all these people, the French connection, they just tore the ass out of Egypt. What is y'all doing digging around in tombs today? Take the spirituality of that place and get your asses out of them graves. I mean, necrophilia and shit, necromancing and shit out here with Kemet. I try to tell the brothers, if you're gonna get enamored with South or with North Africa, please get enamored with Sudan and Ethiopia. Try to tell the brothers the other day that all of y'all foolish isms that you done stuck on black consciousness and black liberation theology is not congruent with history. Why do I say that? Because the further you go back in our culture, all of these mindsets that these bad pseudo scholars have given out are not present in history. I'll give an example. Ethiopia. Hi, Asar Imhotep. Hey, Bruce Dallas, what's happening, brother? I'm gonna get to that one next. Popcorn spectator. Good questions, fam. Um, Here it is. Ethiopia. Me and Asar Imhotep had a goddamn Royal Rumble on Brother Polite show. I don't know if y'all saw that. I think Polite took it down because it was too bloody. I have it on RBG Hebrew 2, I think. If not, I'll throw it up for y'all one day. Some of y'all have seen it. A lot of people. It was like 60,000 people when it got taken down seeing that. So I think it was a lot of people. I don't know if I'm tripping or not, but it was a lot of folk on Polite show that night. Saw me rip Asar head off about Ethiopia. And about y'all that get stuck in Kemet and forget about the whole of the actual North African tapestry that does not have your pseudo-ism and foolishness. What's up in real life? Bless you, man. Does not have the pseudo foolishness involved in it. And I'm gonna give you an example right now. I was talking in the inbox, in a direct message or in the inbox on Facebook with a group of people that were talking about whether the Israelite culture was Canaanite or Canaanites were really Israelites, and then they were discussing whether Abraham was a Hebrew or how Abraham was a Hebrew and what is a Hebrew and where Abraham came from and his relations to what his people became and all those things. Now, when you consider that, listen close, family. You cannot look at the picture this close. When you do, you miss the beautiful tapestry of the entire historical view. So, when I had the conversation with Asar Imhotep, I challenged him because this is the only way you'll ever see me challenge a Kemet scholar and one of my brothers. And I got some great brothers that are in the Nile Valley and Kemet culture and spirituality systems. But when you won't teach what Kemet actually conveyed in its pre-dynastic righteousness and purity, when you don't teach it, and you teach it from an evolutionist mind state or an atheistic mind state or some agnostic ignorance, when you teach that in a subjective manner, non-objective and non-historical, you miss places like Ethiopia. Why am I pointing out Ethiopia? I'm pointing out Ethiopia because the earliest known graves in Ethiopia, beautiful, the kings are laid in their graves on their side in the fetal position, right? On these kings' bodies are jewelry and customs of the culture that place reflected, even the linguistics. In those kings' graves, you will find Ankh, like the one Jabari uses, Shinring, which is akin to the Levant region, Canaan, and even up into the regions where Abraham came from. And you will find Uraeus, a headgear with the serpent on it. This same serpent, the culture is written about in the Bible. The same people that use the Ankh are written about in the Bible, and we ain't talking about the pharaohs. We're talking about Taharka. What's up, Taharka? Taharka Bay. Did y'all know Taharka was in the Bible? Some of y'all ain't read it enough. Tirhaka. I think that's how you spell it. But in those Ethiopian kings' graves is a beautiful tapestry of the interwoven cultures and linguistics, even migrational patterns of that area. The true tale of the tape as relates to history, not subjective bullshit, not pseudo scholarship. Now, when you dig into those kings' graves and you see more than one culture, you see Kemet, you see Sudan, and you see the Levant region, and even Canaan in the grave, fetal position. Why are y'all not talking about that? You all that are Kemet scholars. And why are you not talking about what emits from Ethiopia, which is pure spirituality? I said pure spirituality. Even freedom and kingship and even kingdom free. Even today, Mexico pays tribute and honors Ethiopia. Why? I want to tell you flat earth people and you aboriginal nuts, you need to go study deeper. Find out why Mexico just sent a full Olmec head to Ethiopia as a tribute. And there is a treaty between Mexico and Ethiopia, not Mexico and Kemet. Here's another truth that you want to look at even in the Bible. Moses, his travels, and even his wives. Moses and Abraham and all of those people that traveled from North Africa even into the Sudan and even out into the Canaanite area, the land that's known as Canaan or even the Indus Valley. All of those people didn't talk like these niggas in the conscious community. Excuse me. And let me shout out to some more of the people that come in. Blackwood X, peace to you, family. And I've gotten in deep in that question, so let me get back to Popcorn Spectator's second question, but I'm in this one. As relates to coming home to knowledge, Sister Sekmek, I'm glad that she made that decision, if that's what the brother was alluding to, if that's what happened. And I'm glad she came home. Coming home does not have anything to do with picking a culture out of our great rich tapestry. Because not just Ethiopia, Sudan, Canaan, the Indus Valley area, the Nile Valley region, Sudan, but we have a whole lot of more culture. Nobody in the conscious community talks about King Kofi of Ashanti. I wonder why. King Kofi of Ashanti. The reason why people don't talk about that is because the same reason I done destroyed some of these brothers out here that are willing to destroy the legacy like of Aluda Equiano. Pope Garfield, Reggie lit you up with 10% of the information that I had on there. And I love Brother Garfield. That's my brother. But Garfield was ready to throw Aluda Equiano's story away because he thought Aluda said that he was a Hebrew. Aluda said he's Oye Igbo. Oye Igbo. And Aluda has a whole list of people that subscribed to him and said that he was what he said. But you got all of these pseudo scholars that whenever you get a great scholar, then you get a boatload of haters that come along with you through history. There's a lot of Israel doctrines in the history story. And so I'm just simply saying coming home. Coming home does not mean coming home to Africa. Coming home means coming home to God in your sense, in prime African culture, which is the basis of all. And I'm glad the sister really coming home. That's why I went to the whole trip around. I didn't really want to talk about Ethiopia per se, but a lot in here, man. It all just spill out sometimes. But I'm glad she came home. And now, because she's at home in her mind and at peace with God, if that's the case, then she'll be able to understand her North African and full African story better. Real talk. Now, next question. Popcorn Spectator says, will Hassan ever apologize? I think that was the next one. And we done went over 10 minutes, y'all. I know. I talk loud. Did Hassan apologize? He said. Did Hassan apologize? No. I put that video up to just show y'all that this brother's a narcissist. I mean, by the book. What father can say that kind of stuff about another man's children and then say you meant that and then come back and say it again and then come on the camera crying? Did y'all see the video? After this stream, type in your search bar RBG Hebrew 1 The Truth Show. One more time. RBG Hebrew 1 space The Truth Show. Y'all ain't found that one yet, but you'll find it when you go this time. And you'll see Hassan over there crying like a baby. Had a breakdown like Mariah Carey, y'all. Y'all remember Mariah Carey locked herself in the bathroom? Cocaine is a hell of a drug. But no, bro. He ain't gonna apologize, family. He's not gonna apologize because he's sick. Him and Israel doctrine are gone. They're gone. They're not even human anymore. I mean, that brother said that about somebody else's children, and he got children. I don't get it, man. No, I don't get it. Did y'all know that's what a wristband is for, to wipe sweat? Let's see some of the other questions. Wonder why they really don't touch the Indus Valley going back west toward Israel. Because it's too much culture there. It's too much truth there. You go into the Indus Valley and you start digging up the fact that there were two kingdoms of in Anatolia. Like a neo kingdom and then an ancient kingdom. I'll give you a book, Civilizations Before Rome and Greece. It's a Harvard, Yale, I think it's a Yale University. Yeah, Yale University book. Sags, I think is the author. Civilizations Before Rome and Greece. Pull that up. It's an affordable book. Excellent book. In the front of it is a timeline that will show you something amazing. Even amazing about whom had the first metropolitan cities, who had the first running water. It wasn't in Kemet. It wasn't in Sudan. And it wasn't in Ethiopia. It was in Mesopotamia. Hey, is that your white Durango? Now that's the truth. And you'll find that in the real history books in the colleges. You won't find that in Shaka's book. And you go in that particular part of the world, when you look in the Indus Valley, you're not going to see manipulation. You're going to see a plethora of cultures that came through there. And like I said about Anatolia, that kingdom was split. There is a new kingdom where you got all of these Hittites and all of these things, and then you got an old culture before that. And I don't want to go too deeply into it because people get lost, man. But y'all got to get the book. See what I'm talking about. See what I digested about it. Civilizations Before Rome and Greece. Yale University. Sags. That's the author's last name. Sags. That's why people stay out of the Indus Valley. Because they're afraid of truth. And afraid it'll make your lie crumble. Because here's the truth. Whoever wins the wars get to tell the story, and that's been the truth thousands of years. And even in the political and social arenas, people can lock you out of information right here on YouTube because they know people are enamored with personalities today, man worship, and if something sounds good, people will make you throw away your mother because it sounds good. And people that sick today, ate up with foolishness and fluoride and aspartame and can't think and won't buy a book. Want to get on YouTube and tell you, give me $15. Come on, man. You don't know nothing. How many of y'all had somebody tell you about the Indus Valley and about Ethiopia and about the Ankh, the Uraeus, and the Shin ring on the kings in Ethiopia? How many people talk to y'all about the oldest kingdom in Anatolia versus this new thing that, some of the names that come out of the Bible? Hmm? How many people talk about pre-dynastic Kemet? They don't know much about it. But the information is out there. They're not talking about it, Blackwood. Why? Because it disarms the pseudo scholar. If you was to hear one of these guys talk about some of the things that I suggest that tie in cultures and are objective, and it brings to the light the greatness of all of these cultures, not just one over the other, not just you fighting to say Kemet got the oldest writings. Well, who gives a shit about the oldest writings if you Negroes were living in caves? You ever thought about that, y'all? Yes, Kemet has beautiful culture and a beautiful interwoven tapestry, a potpourri, the repository of the world's knowledge at one point. Greatest libraries, not just there, but in Central Africa too. But come on, where the fucking people was living at? Y'all ever think about that? Where would y'all be living at if you was a Kemite in pre-dynastic Kemet? Blackwood X. Me and you would be living in a goddamn cave burning doo-doo. That's the truth. I ain't saying that the Kemites were nasty people. I'm just saying the first metropolitan cities didn't come in Kemet. So what the fuck is y'all arguing over who got the oldest writings for? Would you rather be writing in stone and homeless, or have a city and y'all got to speak everything and then chisel it? You don't have no parchments. Hmm? See, in real life, say he never heard of Kemet until he got on YouTube. And that's not to say disrespectfully that Kemet is not to be studied and not to be honored and, hoisted up for what it is. But come on, family. Us black people got a richer history than Kemet. Come on, the Ptolemaic, the dynasty destroyed Kemet. Y'all go up in the museum in New York with one of Reggie's tours. They got white people on the sarcophaguses in Kemet during the Ptolemaic dynasty. Did y'all know that? Yep. I just want people to learn how to be balanced, man, with the truth. Because when white people look at us and we thinking we only Kemites, or we thinking we only Israelites, or we thinking we only Bantu or Beja cultures and all of this shit, or we thinking we Oye Igbo alone, or we thinking we South African alone, we Congolese. Nigga, stop it. You are all of that. Pick one and honor all of it. Pick one to identify with, that your spirit resonates with, and then honor the rest of it. The truth about it. Don't sit up here and act like you a Kemite and they had ice cream in Kemet. Some of these niggas will Some of these niggas will tell you they had Sprite in Kemet and ice cream. Some of these Negroes will tell you they had Jordans in Kemet. The first Jordans was made in Kemet, y'all. I tell you what, the first modern parallel to these times to Kemet, the first dildos, and the biggest ones, and dildos with wings, were made in Kemet. Guess how I know that? Kemet on trial. I told y'all don't know who you're talking to. That's Unc. Unc said on our conversation, me and Polite and Jonathan and all them brother Ngozi and them, that night we was going back and forth in the battle royal. Unc said he's the main person propagating this homosexuality of Kemet. But he said he's the main one propagating this homosexuality in Kemet. He said that's him. That's the Hebrew foreskin machine. That's what Unc called him. Crazy stuff. I love brother Unc, man. But Unc had the flu and Unc changed, because they met me and the RBG Hebrews. And we made a mark on them brothers that they'll never forget. They could talk about, they think they want Kemet on trial. You ain't, listen, if somebody shoots you with a Saturday night special and you got to just shoot up, shoot in the air, and you don't shoot nothing, you knock down a tree, Saturday night special, and you're walking thinking you the one. I lit the brake. And you walk and you steady coughing. And you look down, damn, I'm bleeding. And then you pass out. And then you die a mile down the road from the battle. That means you lost. The effect didn't actually win for you. It looked like they won because they came in with all this fanfare. Even my brother Polite, man. Brother Polite used to come in his debates. I believe these niggas brought Polite in a goddamn casket one day. Boy, Polite know how to drum up a debate. Polite had a casket or something in one of them debates. I forget who he was debating, man. Man, they might as well have rolled Brother Polite in the goddamn casket. These brothers in Kemet, man, that deaf, y'all with it. But I'm telling you, man, it's been a long time coming, and a lot of them brothers have got scars of all these Israelites that are RBG Hebrews. And them One West cats give us a bad name, man. For real, give us a bad name. Let me see. I'm gonna take one more question. If somebody else had a question in here, is Kemet in the Bible? In real life, so that's the third question. Kemet is definitely in the Bible. If you rewind this, you'll hear me call out one of the kings of Kemet named Taharka. Some people didn't even know his name is in there. But not only Taharka, but it talks about papyrus boats. And you need to study King Hezekiah and his connection with Egypt. Kemet is all through the Bible. It's just not called that. It's strange actors and by subjective pseudoship. That's what I call it. Latin, Greek, and all the shit that happened in the middle. Do y'all know what the competency and polyglot is? No. There's a lot of pollution in the Bible. That's why I deal with the Hebrew and the ancient texts, and I still deal with the English so that I can explain it. But Kemet's in the Bible. Muhammad is in the Bible. Yes, Muhammadim, with respect, is in the Bible. Yeah. but Bearcat 205 says your girl Empress is a Hebrew now. We were just talking about that. And I thank God for it. And being a Hebrew, if she becomes an RBG type Hebrew, not no slave, she will be a more powerful sister. I got respect for that sister more than almost anybody, because I've seen what she, has been through and whatnot. Okay, one last question. Shoot it, Blackwood. I can give it to you, bro. Shoot it. Yeah, man, I wish I had more time. I love talking to y'all, man. Real talk. Blackwood, go ahead. Hit it. Shoot it. Oh, I see it. Which commandment best suits the average black man or woman in your opinion? Ooh, wow. Nice. Read it again. Great questions deserve great answers. Here it is. Which commandments best suit the average black man / woman in your opinion? Which commandment? If I had to pick one out of the 10, which the 10 are really more than 10, and then if we go into the law and statutes, it becomes exponentially more. But if I was to just not bring it down to the 10 commandments, which one best suits the average black man / woman in my opinion? Honor your mother and father, that your days be long upon the land that Yehovah your God. That word, your God, ownership in Hebrew is Eloheinu. And the reason I says it fits black and woman so much because it brings it all home to that home structure, and it not only starts off with a blessing, that your days be long upon the land that your God gives you, it brings it back to that home structure with all of the commandments that even if we never had them listed, the mother and the father would be teaching. You know, I think that it is very notable that the Bible mentions the mother first. You read it in Hebrew, it doesn't say honor thy father and mother. If I'm not mistaken, it says honor thy mother and your father. Check me, I might be wrong, but it either rate, your mother and your father are all you have in our great African past. You don't have an identity outside of your mother and your father. And in that sense, Moses gave that command to the Israelites from God. And I think if we could even stake our claim in America, Black America, in honoring our mothers and our fathers, man, our communities would take a goddamn turn for the best, fam. And listen to me when I say honoring your mother and your father is totally African. That's not a European culture. That's not even a European way. Some of these white kids beat the shit out of their parents. And it's just not normal for us. But our black story is a story of heritage and family and even tradition, oral tradition being passed down. You did. Like, yes, these white kids beating their mamas, man. See, same thought. So yeah, I think outside of honoring God, which is the supreme commandment, everything else falls under that. The Bible tells you honor God first and then honor your earthly gods, mother and father. And when we do that, man, I think everything else will come in line. Yeah, 99.9% of the time. Minus the sisters, the postpartum depression that might want to kill their kids. You dig? But y'all, I gotta go, man. Blackwood X, I like you, man. Thank you for them questions, fam. Honor your mother and your father, that your days be long upon the land that the Lord God give you. That's the Torah. And I think that's one of the highest commands other than just simply honoring God alone. hmm So I hope y'all enjoyed that little talk, man, that little spiel. Go get that book I told y'all to get. Get that. You'll enjoy it. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. Now, with that said, hey, Miss Beverly, peace to you. If I missed anybody, shout out to y'all. I'm rushing y'all, so forgive me. I love you all. Peace. Black power. Love you, Overstand Daily. Blackwood X. Peace, family. Love you, my brother. Black power, fam.